I had this entire script prepared for this YouTube video on the topic of burnout, and I just threw it out. I just decided that I was going to sit here and speak to you, speak to the camera, and tell you my feelings on what I feel is really a made up term. Like burnout is a myth. It's not a real thing. It's a feeling, it's a state of mind. And I want you to listen to me very carefully. It is 100% self-inflicted. It is something that we do to ourselves. And I speak from experience because I've done it. I've had the feeling of being burned out. I've also had the feeling of some of these other industry labels and terms that the marketing folks try to put on you and tell you that you have, like you're burned out, or you have imposter syndrome, or you have analysis paralysis. And oh, by the way, I have a solution for you. And that solution costs only $1,000, right? I have a solution for you in this video, and it's my story. And I'm going to share with you for free exactly how I overcame burnout, because I know it's a feeling that a lot of you have. And I first want to just frame this as something that is you doing it to yourself. I did it to myself. If you're not open to that idea, if you're not open to that possibility, then this may not be the video for you to watch, because I'm very blunt, I'm very direct, and I'm very in your face. Like I'm too old to sugarcoat it with people. Okay. The decisions and the choices that we make in our lives lead to the feeling of burnout. And I'm going to tell you exactly how it happened to me and how I corrected it and how you can correct it as well. And I'm not going to charge you anything for it, except for the time that you're watching this video. I started 26 different side hustles in 15 years. That's what I'm known for. And I gave up on every single one of them. And I tried to do multiple of them at the same time. Again, that is a recipe for burnout when you're working a full-time job and you have a family and you're trying to manage 2 or 3 different businesses, side hustles at the same time. Like that, those are bad decisions. Those are bad choices. And I was saying yes to too many things. When I made the 27th side hustle decision, I focused on that only, and my job. And I was able to pull it off because I only focused on the one business. And I gave it everything that I had, the extra time that I had. I didn't divide my extra time between 3 or 4 different businesses, which is one of the dumbest things that I did. And one of the dumbest things that you can do is to think that you can replace your income, your one 9-to-5 job income, with 3 to 4 different side hustles. Like it doesn't work. It's not ever worked for anybody. I'm still waiting for the person to show up in my YouTube comments and be like, yeah, I worked a full-time job, 50 hours per week, and I replaced it with 3 different side hustles. Like you can't do that. When I made the decision to accept the one business as the side hustle, I left my job in 9 months. Because I said no to everything else. I got out of my job in 9 months, and I was able to 2.5 times my income in 18 months, something I never thought was possible. Now, here's what happened. Here's what I did. Here's what I created. I created like 3 or 4 different jobs inside of that business. I said yes to all different types of things. All these opportunities came across my desk. Podcasting, being a guest, speaking on stages, doing sales consulting. People wanted me to coach them. And I said yes to all of it because I have a massive ego and I thought that I could handle it all. And as a result of that, it all blew up in my face. Just like the 26 side hustles that I tried in 15 years, they all blew up in my face because I let my ego get in the way to thinking I could handle all that. And I couldn't. So I had this feeling of being burned out. I was burned out. I was like, I can't handle this. I can't handle it mentally and I can't handle it physically. I don't have enough time to do all this stuff. And as a result, I gave up on it all. I quit all of it, right? And I realized that I created it. I don't blame anybody else but me. I said yes to all the things when I should have been saying no, because I thought that I was going to miss out. Like FOMO is a real thing. And then we blame the burnout. And we just say, oh, well, they did all that stuff. And like, nobody did anything to you. You did it to you. I did it to me. And as a result, I had to really, really get serious about what I wanted and the boundaries that I was going to set. My current business, my coaching business, my school communities, my one-to-one coaching business, that's all I do. And I say no to everything else. I shut down the podcast. I stopped doing sales consulting. I'm out of the real estate business. When people ask me to do stuff that's not related to my mission and my vision and my business, I say no to it. And it's a very, very empowering feeling. And I don't feel burned out. I work more hours now than I ever have in my entire life. I'm approaching 52 years old, and I am lighting it up every single day. Okay, I am emptying the tank, and I don't feel burned out because I'm aligned and I love what I'm doing. And it took me a long time to get here. If you're going to take one thing away from this video for you, because I realize that a lot of you watching this are working full-time jobs. You have families. So do I. I don't have a full-time job. I have a full-time business, and I'm putting in a lot of hours. And you're trying to manage everything, the schedules, right? Stop saying yes to everything. You got to start saying no to stuff. You got to make sacrifices. You got to be willing to do the things that you're not willing to do. If you want a different life, if you want to get out of your current situation and change your current situation and make it better, then you got to stop talking about it and you got to start doing stuff. There's so much talking going on and there's not enough doing. And we're all looking for the silver bullet. We're looking for the best shiny object, the one that gets us there the fastest. Let me know when you find that, by the way. Nothing replaces focus and effort for a long time. Like that is the sauce that is not secret. Everyone's looking for, where's the easy part? How do I get to the 10 grand in 90 days with only having to work? I only have 2 hours to work. You have more than 2 hours. You're saying yes to stuff that is getting your time down to 2 hours. That's why you only have 2 hours a week, is because you're saying yes to all these things. You got to make sacrifices. All right. Look at your phone. How much time are you spending on your phone? How much time are you spending on your TV? How much time are you spending saying yes to stuff? And I'm talking about hard sacrifices if you want your life to change. Okay? I say no to a lot of things. And I'm not really missing anything because I'm saying yes to the right things. And I'm saying yes to the really great things. And those are the opportunities that I look for and that I say yes to. Burnout is not real. It is something that you created and you can uncreate it. I don't even know if that's a word, but it is self-inflicted. And I firmly believe that. Now, I realize that there's people out there that are up against it in life and have life circumstances where they're truly burned out, right? Like if life has burned them out. I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to you, and you know exactly what I'm saying in this video. Okay, that's why you're watching it, is because you understand that everything that I'm saying that I've been through is exactly what you've done or you might be doing right now. And I'm telling you, this is something that you can get through. You just have to make some tougher decisions. And anyone that I coach, I always ask them this because I already mentioned I'm just too old to beat around the bush. It's like you either want it or you don't. It comes down to that. All this other stuff about I'm not good enough and no one would ever buy from me and I got to pick the right business. It's like, no. You are covering up the real truth, which is to ask yourself the question, am I willing to do what's necessary to change my life? Or am I fine right where I am? And if you are, then be okay with it. But don't complain about burnout. Don't complain about your life sucking or your boss or all this stuff or you don't have enough money or this person's got this. Like, quit complaining about it. Do something about it or don't. That's the decision that you have to make. And if you don't make it, then you're going to be circling around, just stressed, resenting everything and regret. And it's just an ugly place to be. And I lived there for a very, very long time and it's not fun. What is fun is to let go of one of them. Like, I accept my life. I like it. I'm choosing to be happy, even though, I may not have the best job. This is good. I'm good. I'm going to make the best of it. I choose to be happy and I'm not going to be burned out. Or I'm going to do something about this once and for all. And this time I'm going to make it work until it does. Because it truly can be that simple. I'm going to make it work until it does work. And you have all the power there. Take the power away from the burnout label and the analysis paralysis and the imposter syndrome, whatever the label you allow to be put on you, don't give it that power. It's all up to you. It's always been up to you. Look, I hope you enjoyed this. This is just a straight Brian brain dump, and I find that these are usually my most well-received videos. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you found to be helpful.